behalf of Trinity Sport. So hopefully you've been sticking with each workout each week. Last week we specialised on just all like hip exercises, obliques, a little bit of the outside of the glutes as well. This week we're going to go back to just kind of full integrated 360-degree kind of challenge for all the muscles in this general area. So without further ado, all you need is a bit of space and a mat if you have one, hopefully. And we'll just do 2 or 3 exercises just to kind of loosen up. So the first thing I want you to do is come lengthways along your mat and just get into this position here. Okay, so you're on your all fours, knees under the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Just take one hand, put it on the back of your head, try to get elbow to elbow, and then a full rotation around like this. Okay, so the elbow goes to elbow, and then a full rotation back. Okay, so not too much changing in the hips, but you'll feel this nice kind of stretch coming down through the outside of the ribs into the back as well. Maybe for some of you, you'll feel this down in the hips. Okay, stick with that same hand for 2 more reps. Okay, and swap sides. No rush with this one, okay? Elbow to elbow, twist around, keep the 2 knees a little bit apart. No rush, really just focus on the range. As you loosen up, you might want to try and get a bit further. Really just opening up that body. Give me 1 more. Okay, 2 hands go out in front, and I want you to hinge back, kind of sitting on your calves. Head goes down. You can even walk the fingers up a little bit further. Get this nice stretch into the armpits, down into the ribs. Okay, and back up. So we'll be on our hands and our wrists for a little bit, so maybe just do a few wrist circles like so. And then just to prep the shoulders, roll the shoulders back and roll them forward. Okay, so we're going to start off with 2 exercises, so quite challenging, and hopefully once we're in position I'll give you easier versions and harder versions. So the first one is kind of we call it like a hovering cat. Basically you're in this position, so hands under the shoulders against, just like we did in the warm-up. Make sure your feet are like this, so imagine if you're in your shoes, your laces are in contact with the floor. Your knees are underneath the hips for now, and what you're going to do is you're going to take the knees up and hold that position, okay? So that's your beginner option. If you're finding that tough enough, just do that. You can even take breaks in between. If you want to make it a little bit tougher, you're going to take the 2 legs back, bring them back in, and take them back out. You'll work at that, okay? So we're going to go for 40 seconds. Play around with it, folks. It's a little bit longer because we're trying to build up strength in that area. 3, 2, 1. So get into position. Hands underneath the shoulders. Off you go. Knees up off the floor. You're either holding, okay, and doing that in stages if you want. You can take breaks. Or if you want the challenge, you're going to walk those legs back. Knees come back in, but they do not touch the floor. So you'll notice this tiny gap because you're coming back to that hovering cat position. So the laces go down, then you come up to your toes. Laces go down, back to your toes. We are going for 40 seconds, folks. So nice, smooth movement. And those extra few seconds will start to really, really pile on if you haven't really explored your strength in this area. So take your time and take breaks if you need it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, last one, 2, 1. Drop the knees down, hinge back. Okay, 1 other exercise in this first block, so you're just grouping 2 exercises together. You're going to be into this position, so you're seated, right up on your sit bones. Most of your back is off the floor. Slightly tilted back, heels will come up. You're going to reach in and tap the inside of the opposite foot. So my right hand goes to my left foot, left hand goes to my right foot. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 40 seconds, let's go. Now, look at me, this is the speed I want you going. So this isn't to be done at 100 miles an hour. And you will notice, it's not my legs doing all the work and it's not my shoulders doing all the work. We're meeting halfway, so there's this kind of an inward twist in my shoulders, and I meet that foot about halfway. You get this diagonal kind of tension going through the midsection. So you're twisting, you're reaching. If you want to make this easier, maybe just do the legs. You could even have the hands down. If you want to make it harder, slow it down, bring it up. You can even grab the knee, and then swap. So anytime you make these exercises slower, they usually get much tougher. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lie back. Okay, back onto your spine on your mat. Pull the 2 knees up. Take a quick break. Then we're going to repeat those 2 exercises just once more. So flip back over into your hovering cat start position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Laces in contact with the floor. 3, 2, 1. The knees are coming up. For some of you, you're just working at this level. For anyone else who wants the challenge, bring it back into full plank. Like so. Take your time. No matter what version you're doing, try and ask yourself the question, if there was a bottle of water on my shoulders right now, would it be rolling all over the place? Would it have already fallen off? Or would it be nice and stable in my upper back? So you're trying to carry out this movement, or if you're holding back in here like this, you're trying to hold that position without really doing too much movement in the upper back or the main trunk of your body. 5 seconds, everybody. Deep breaths. Push through that tension. 3, 2, 1. Knees down, hinge back. Give the arms a bit of a break. Give the abs a bit of a break. Deep breaths. So some of these exercises are quite full body. That will really get the heart rate going. So into your hinge back position. Tapping the inside of the opposite foot. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 40 seconds. Working at whatever level you can. Now remember, in each of these exercises I'm giving you an easy, kind of a medium, and a tough option. So by all means, you don't have to pick one and stick with it. You could start off with the harder option and take it back to the easier option, or you could start easy and work your way up. So there's no contract. You don't have to pick one and stick with it for 40 seconds, especially if your technique is gone, or if you feel the pressure down here in your lower back. 10 seconds, everybody, 10 seconds. It's just tough on the hip flexors as well, so if you're kind of weak at the top of the quad, you'll be feeling this there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lie back. 2 knees up to the chest. Big recovery. Deep breaths. Fill those lungs. Whew. So these are your first 2 done. We're going to move on to our next 2. You can stay in this position because our first exercise is going to be bicycle crunches. Most of you probably, if you've trained with me before, you've definitely done this exercise. Most of your spine is on the floor. You're just going to take your hands to the sides of your head. One elbow goes diagonally across the body to meet the knee. Then you swap and you swap, like so. Okay, so we're going to go for 40 seconds. If you know it, you can start. If not, just keep an eye on me. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So what are we doing? We are twisting the leg that we're not currently reaching for. So I'm reaching for my right leg. That means my left leg's nice and straight. That should always be the goal, to really extend one of your legs. And from an upper body point of view, one shoulder should nearly always be off the floor. Halfway, folks, 20 seconds. Twist it. Now, if you start to fatigue, I'd rather you take a break than to kind of speed up or make them sloppy, okay? So keep the movement clean. 10 seconds. Really extending that leg out. Twisting the upper body. You're meeting that knee halfway. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hopefully you've got a bit of a burn there. It got hard for me to count towards the end. So, sticking with that theme of kind of diagonal direction, really challenging that midsection, we're going to come into a kind of a full plank position. I'm going to be on my knuckles because of a bit of a wrist injury. You can be on your hands, but it probably won't work down your elbow. So you're either here or here, okay? And we're going to do diagonal mountain climbers at a slow pace. So it'll look like this. You'll be in a plank position. Right knee goes to left elbow. Left knee goes to right elbow. That's the movement, okay? 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So into your plank. Then you're working diagonal underneath the body, alternating legs each and every time. Now, because you've got a bit of an inward twist, don't worry too much about what your lower half of your back is doing, because your hips are going to twist inwards. All right? But still try your best to keep your upper back quite still. So try not to do too much twisting in the upper back. Still try and imagine there's a water bottle there that you're trying to keep balanced. Nearly there. 5 seconds, everybody. Diagonal directions, as close to the opposite elbow as you can. 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Hinge back. Take your breaks. So that was 1 round of that one. We have another to do. So we started with our bicycle crunches. Whew, on your backs. Legs flat maybe to begin with. 2 hands to your temples. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Twist. Reach for that opposite knee. Try your best to get one shoulder up. Now, one way, you might be cheating. One way you can kind of check your own technique is, are your elbows pointing up like this? Or are your elbows pointing out to the sides like this? So you really want the elbows pointing to the sides. That will force you to get a much better twist. It's obviously going to be tougher, but the better twist you get, the more muscle down here you're using and recruiting. So, be your own worst enemy. Make it tough. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Lots of tension there. I can feel mine just go whoosh every time I lie back down. Okay. Last exercise in this block. You're now halfway through the class already, folks. So you're in your plank position. You're doing your diagonal mountain climbers at a slow pace. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Into your plank. Right knee goes underneath the body to the left elbow. Left knee goes underneath the body to the right elbow. So you're twisting that pelvis kind of inwards and underneath you, while the chest stays quite fixed and the shoulders and the upper back stays really solid as a nice foundation, while that lower half of your body really puts in some work. Nearly there, folks. 10 seconds. Get it diagonal and underneath, as close to the opposite elbow as possible. Abs really, really working. 3, 2, 1. Knees down, hinge back, switch off. So we come back to this position quite a lot just because in this position your abs are super short. You've shortened the range and they're completely pressure free. So other muscles, your arms, your knees are taking some of the load. So come back to this. We also lie on our back and pull our knees to the chest. Similar position. It's just a complete rest for the abs. Deep breaths. So you've already done 2 blocks of 2 exercises. You've one more block of 2 exercises. So very, very similar, just one is face up, one is face down. But we're sticking with that diagonal theme, challenging both abs, and on the second exercise you'll see we're challenging lower back and glutes. So I want you to lie flat, put a bit of a gap between your legs, maybe just 2 to 3 feet, nothing crazy. And the same with your arms, they're up over your head and there's a bit of a gap. So you're in this big X position, or a star kind of position. Now, you're going to take your right arm up to meet your left leg, somewhere over your midsection, and then the same with the opposite side. So it looks like this, up and back down. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the right arm comes up, touches the left leg, left arm comes up, touches the right leg. Now if you can't touch the leg, don't even worry about it, okay? Just get the 2 of them coming up in the same direction. Make sure it's diagonal. And the number one thing people do wrong on this is, after a few reps, you see the legs drifting in, and they're not getting that nice wide movement anymore. So try put the leg back each and every time where it came from. Ensures that big wide movement. Last 10 seconds. And similarly, put those hands back where they come from each and every time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Alrighty, flip over. Very, very similar concept. Now you're face down. So, in this position, bit of a gap between the legs, hands up, gap between them as well. You're in that same X position. Now the only difference this time around is, you've taken obviously the focus to the lower back and the glutes, but you're going to have way, way less range, okay? So don't try to get anywhere near as high as what you were just doing. So it's going to look like this. Face down, right arm, left leg, or left arm, right leg, okay? Diagonal. The chest will come up a little bit and the face will come up a little bit. Let's go for 30 seconds on that one. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the other 2 limbs, the ones that aren't being lifted, glue them to the floor. Okay, now the head, the face, the chest, that can come up. If it helps you get a bit of extra range, let them come up. You should feel the tightening down here, lower back, and then one of your glutes each time. Gently place them back down. Now we're going for 30 seconds just because people tend to lose technique on this one quite easily. So by keeping that at 30 seconds, we're keeping the quality there. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hinge back. Last time in the class, we're going to get into this position. Take a quick breather. Here we go. Last 2 exercises, folks. Your first one, lying on your back. Big star shape or big X shape. 40 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Up. Aim for that diagonal leg. Let's go. Let's go. Now, if you're flexible or if you're strong, you can get past the leg. Do it. Okay? So get up past that leg. If you've got the range, keep it smooth. And by that, I mean don't swing up. Okay? Don't make it a violent or jerky movement. Try to keep it smooth. Make sure it's starting from that midsection. Okay? Really, really good specific movement to everyday life. Okay? A lot of the time we're lifting, we're twisting. It's a really good exercise for training everyday movements. Nearly there. 3, 2, and 1. Knees to the chest. Let's do it. Switch off. You know what that last exercise is. We're lying face down. We're doing opposite arm, opposite leg to target that lower back and glute area. So let's roll over and get it done. Just about finished, folks. Last exercise, 30 seconds. Gap between the legs, gap between the arms and there, out in front. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lift up. Just to whatever you feel is your maximum lift. Okay, don't try to overdo it, or just because you can see someone else doing a higher lift, doesn't mean you can. So find your own range. For most of you, it's probably not that much range, it's only a few inches. Okay, but make sure you feel that challenge down here in the glutes and the lower back. Nearly there, folks. Last few reps, we're just about finished this workout. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Alrighty, pop back up to this kneeling position. Deep breaths, okay? So, a little bit less, we'll say, kind of heart rate focused this week because you're only focusing on 2 exercises at a time. But that did make it easier. We added 10 seconds. You were doing 2 exercises at a time, but we added 10 seconds to each exercise. So you really gave you a bit more of a challenge from a strength endurance point of view. Hopefully you're feeling that now, and maybe hopefully you'll feel it a little bit in the morning too. So we'll do a quick stretch. Maybe just kneel up nice and tall. Okay, a little bit of a gap between the legs. Do a couple of twists like so. So most of those exercises, if not all of them, had some sort of diagonal elements to them. So just try loosen up. Even just do a few circles around and back like so. Get a bit of movement any way you can, twisting. Last stretch, we'll just go over to one side and swap, all from the knees. You're still in that kneeling position. And we were on our hands for quite a bit. I know I was on my knuckles, but if you're on your palms, your hands, your wrists are probably quite sore. So twist them like so, a few directions, a few opposite directions. Shoulders, and shake it out. Okay, brilliant work everyone. If you did that workout alongside me, or you followed us on Trinity Sport Instagram, just give us a shout out, give us a tag. And hopefully I'll see you next week for another core class. See you later.